I speak about it a lot, but it really is at the absolute essence of what we do here. This meditation is all about building a system inside that can keep the heart open, that can truly allow us to be happy people, to be full of love, full of joy, to be God's children living on the earth, non-judgmental and completely aware and living in the moment and the joy and the absolutely spectacular nature of the moment and how much it has to teach us. We can't do that if we haven't developed a system inside that enables us to do it. So this meditation is about the development of a chakra system, getting grounded in the tatien, in the chakra below the navel. Understand having a quiet mind, having the throat chakra open so we can communicate with life in a clear and conscious way. Being able to transform our sexual energy into the energy of rebirth and the energy that activates Kundalini. Taking these areas that are very powerful, you know, motions, mind, sexual energy, chi, and using that energy to build an inner life that enables us to do one really important thing: keep our hearts open. They say God is love, and it's true. And if we learn to do that, is what we're here to learn to do, then we attain a state of spiritual enlightenment. I always say it, happy people are enlightened people, not people that walk around in robes and looking, aesthetic and esoteric and etc. But people who live with their hearts open, people that are full of love, that are full of compassion, full of joy, and their lives reflect it because they interact with other people that way. But how do you do this? You don't do this by waking up in the morning and say, now today I'll keep my heart open. And then 10 minutes later, you burnt the toast and you're pissed off at the toaster, Instead, you do this by incrementally and slowly building a system inside that's strong enough to keep the heart open, no matter what's going on in life. Positive, negative, good, bad, indifferent, whatever it is. Whatever it is, it's just a manifestation of life teaching us that we've got to go deeper inside to build a system to keep our hearts open. And I don't know how to get closer to the truth of what this meditation is about. And then it takes time, it takes work. We have to have patience. We have to really understand that there's only one person in this world we're up against, and that's ourselves. It doesn't matter what they do in Washington, what they do in anywhere. You understand? Ultimately, it's, do we have the capacity to stay open, and really feel that joy and self-worth and love in ourselves, no matter what bullshit goes on in life. And this isn't an impossible thing to do. It takes work, it takes commitment, it takes the effort to do it. And not waking up with some presupposition that life is supposed to bring us joy and happiness. It does, but 10 minutes later, joy turns into depression and unhappiness turns into joy, and we're on a roller coaster. But to sustain it, we need a really strong chakra system. Does anyone have a question? I mean, I know I talk about this a lot, but I think it's so important. You know, it's like, on Madison Avenue, you have to keep repeating the advertisement for it to get into people. This is kind of similar. It's got to be repeated over and over again for it finally to penetrate the consciousness of people. How simple the whole thing is and how complicated we make it because we don't let go. Does anyone have a question they would like? Somebody's got to have a question. Bob, you don't have a question?
I have a question.
Okay, good.
Um, it it appears that as I get older, that the my energy reserves are changing, and that it's not the same. It's not the same, and uh, I know that that's I want to work with this, but I'm also find myself as I make effort that I exhaust myself. And so, well, I'm not doing it right. So what else can I do?
Well, let me explain it according to what's happened in my life, Bob. Not so long ago, maybe 7, 8 years ago, I was traveling around the world. One year, I did 99,000 miles in an airplane to teach this meditation for business purposes, to go to India, I don't know, 4 times that year, to go to South America, to go to Israel, to go, all over the world. And I had the energy to do it. I don't have the energy anymore to do that, Bob. I really don't. So what's taking place? The work is going deeper in me, and it's bringing a whole new expression of life. Understand? It's bringing this book that's coming out. It's bringing these Zoom classes. It's seeing people getting ready to, starting to teach, classes. I mean, it's bringing a whole new level. And meanwhile, I'm not. I mean, I haven't. I mean, yeah, I took a vacation the other day, but I mean, it's not like going to India 4 times in a year, going to Portland, Oregon, going to, Florida, going to Brazil, going all over the world, Europe. I think I was in Europe twice that year too. I don't have the energy. I almost killed myself. And I had to say, Stuart, you've got to find new ways of using your vitality, your energy. And out of that, there's 1,300 talks on YouTube. I mean, my God, you know, I mean, this book that I've just written, which you know about, I mean, it's like, you understand, it changes, and we have to change with it. We also have to recognize, we're not 40 years old anymore. We have to be able to conserve our energy and use it to serve God in a very deep way that might be different than what, for instance, I was doing before, running ashrams and meditation centers with hundreds of students and traveling all over the world, teaching all over Europe and South America. And, I mean, I even had meditation classes in India, I mean, I remember giving a talk in India, and there must have been 200 people in this group that came. And after the talk was over, all these people were coming up to me and kissing my foot and saying, Baba, thank you for bringing to us what we have lost. This was in India. said, I don't have the energy to do that, to start halfway houses for children that are targets for, that sex trafficking industry in Nepal and India, trying to save their lives, basically. I mean, it's been unbelievable, but I know at this point in my life, I'm not a kid anymore. I can't do all that stuff, but I can do what I'm doing. It's a little more sedentary, thank God. But it's certainly producing very wonderful things. So you can't look back and think, I'm going to do what I did now when I was 30 years old. We're different people. But how do I tap that depth of energy that allows me to do remarkable things at this period of my life? I mean, I used to be a kind of a junkie for art. I'm even getting tired of going to auctions and buying art and all that. I don't even go there anymore. I might resume that. That was kind of fun. But I'm just saying that you have to find in your life what things I can tap in this moment, where I can go, what I can do. How can I open to what's infinite in the universe and use it in this moment according to the way I'm capable of living? And not beating oneself up because you can't go to India 4 times a year. I mean, a friend of mine called me up from Mumbai, a month ago. And, oh, Stuart, we really miss you. And, come, you can stay in Mumbai as long as you want. You can always stay in our apartment. You know, I mean, it was very touching. And I told him, I said, look, I'll try to make it. I'm not sure I'm going to ever make it. I've been in India, I don't know, 40 times or something. But I don't have the energy to do that anymore. And I have to be careful. I have big responsibility doing what I'm doing here. And I can't deplete myself doing what is impossible for me to do today. And what you do, Bob, I mean, look, what you and Kenny created of this book of mine is just, I mean, it just does nothing but open my heart so profoundly when I see the job the two of you did to bring that book to the world. Something I couldn't do.
Thank you, Stuart.
You're welcome, Bob. Thank you. Thank you for asking questions like that. Because they're not only for you, they're for everybody sitting here. Does anyone else have a question? And I got an email today that really, really opened my heart from somebody I haven't seen in 30 years. Imagine, dear Stuart, this is so. Do you remember me? And I wrote her back, how could I forget you? You're one of the most extraordinary people I've ever met in my life. Courageous. This person literally has saved the life of maybe 100,000 young women in Nepal. I said, how can I forget you? God bless you. I got an email. Do you remember me? I haven't seen you in 30 years. I said, yes, I remember. Does anyone else have a question they would like to ask? We have to accept ourselves as we are, not as we want to be or as we were, but as we are. And yes, we all have problems and we all have limitations and we all have blocks and we have a lot of garbage that needs to be surrendered inside ourselves. And we have to finally accept it. Say, okay, stop beating myself up. Let me just do the work to get, and then let this higher energy come through. And I promise you, you let that higher energy come through, it'll do remarkable things with your karma. Things you never believe could happen will take place. Good things, kind things, creative things.
Stuart, I have a question.
Yes, go ahead.
Yeah, you said actually it was really perfect about letting go of the past.
Yes.
Um, and I'm looking for support around that. And if there's anything you can speak to more about that.
Look, the past doesn't exist anymore. It's a shadow, trails us around, and is constantly bugging us and making us feel guilty and unhappy and et cetera, et cetera. But it doesn't exist anymore. We've lived it. And even today, if we try to relive it, we'll never be able to relive it exactly as it took place in the past. We have to let go of it. The future hasn't come yet. The past is like a shadow. It really has no substance. And our job is to get so completely grounded in the present, in the moment. Like Ram Dass said, be here now. You know, that we let go of the past. We let go of this thing in us. What is the future going to have in store? And we live our lives completely consciously in the moment. If you do the moment well, the future will take care of itself. If you live in a crazy world, unconscious, unhappy, miserable in the moment, that's what the future is going to be. So working to build a real focal point in the moment, keeping one's heart open, learning how to love, learning how to feel compassion and joy in the moment, having self-worth for each and every one of us as human beings in the moment. The past will fall away and the future will just take care of itself. It's not you in your mind creating some world that you're manufacturing that's driving you crazy. It's the universe, it's God that's flowing through and it's creating your life.
Thank you. That's perfect.
Huh?
Thank you. It's very perfect.
And good things are going to happen and not so good things are going to happen. But no matter what happens, you have the inner strength to deal with it and to turn it into another element that helps you grow spiritually. Does anyone else have a question they'd like to ask? I hate to plug this book of mine, but it's all about this. Everything. I mean, this book I wrote was taken from 55 lectures I gave, where, when I read them as YouTube transcribed them, it was like reading Chinese. And I had to rework all these things and make them literary. But it comes out of these talks. The whole book came out of these talks. And I have to, in the book, I have an acknowledgement of all the people that attend my Zoom classes and the questions they ask. There's really an acknowledgement in there to all of you. So God bless you. And you have my eternal gratitude, for being who you are and what you are and working on yourselves and wanting to grow spiritually and doing what you have to do to get there. And frankly, look, I'm not a kid anymore. You don't meet a lot of people that make this kind of effort. It's a miracle to see 20 people sitting here doing this. So thank you and bless you. And there'll be a meditation, tomorrow at 1 o'clock and then Wednesday at 7:30. And I'm looking forward to seeing everybody. God bless you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Stuart.
You're
Thank you,
welcome.
Thank you, Stuart.
Good night.
Thank you, Stuart.